Eddie, what are we doing?
Podcasts are hard.
I'm just gonna cut this down to like maybe 15 minutes. Just a lot of rambling this episode. Okay, go.
Hello, I went to Tokyo. Bye.
This is Neighbors IRL, a weekly challenge podcast hosted by Eddie Sang and Daryl Lee. This week's challenge, travel vlog. What do we do on this podcast again?
I think
it's been too long, man.
all we do is talk about things.
Listen, there was a duck. It only costed $200,000. It was the best. Quote Reddit, didn't this turn out to be a wildly successful attraction that brought a lot of money into cities it showed up in? From what I've read, it was a successful investment. Aside from the economics, it seems to make a lot of people happy, and that's nice. Isn't that nice, Eddie? Can't we just have nice things?
You know what? At some point, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Can't we just have nice things, man?
I'm just gonna go with it. It's sort of like sometimes at work when someone goes, shouldn't we not do this? And it's like, well, I don't know. Do you want it to be your problem? I'm like, yeah, I guess not.
No, listen. The festival's co-producer expected a 2017 economic impact to far exceed the $4.2 million of revenue it helped generate.
Wow. That's not bad.
Who knew? All you got to do is make a big
Giant
duck.
Rubber
Big
ducky.
ducks.
Is this a trend, Daryl? Are we gonna see more giant animals in the future
I mean,
come to different cities?
city living is pretty weird, I realize.
Yeah.
Suburb living is pretty weird compared to what I'm used to.
Explain.
What does one do in the suburbs?
Good question.
What do we do for fun?
Good question.
I mean, there's the computer and there's games and like movies.
Go to all three attractions.
There's
in
the
local
mall and there's food. But what do we do?
area. I heard shopping was your most favorite hobby.
No, stop. You're making me blush. I really hate shopping. It's oh no. So I mean, it turns out cities are just gonna have weirder and weirder attractions that seem to be a waste of money, but turns out $4.2 million, according to the Metro News, must be legitimate.
I think what's really interesting about traveling these past few days is two words: population density. It's really interesting
Ooh, yes.
seeing the changes between Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Toronto, Markham. Like, I can just feel, I would say, the impact of how dense a population could be and what new or interesting things come around from that aspect. Like, when I went to Tokyo, the sheer amount of things that were trying to grab at my attention, the capitalism and the advertising, like all the advertising's in the face, and there's stores in literally every inch of Tokyo trying to sell me things or try to get my money through entertainment or all these different types of means. It's very interesting, since most of the time these days I spend my time in the suburbs, just like you. And coming in from that setting into this setting now, it's kind of everything just feels so toned down. If Tokyo's 11, then Markham would be like 2.
All right, let's take a step back here. Your trip sounded like you visited a lot of cities. Tell us about your itinerary.
Itinerary. Okay.
How was our favorite Japanese Korean Yuji Orgasaka?
You tried. Okay. So going to Tokyo, where Yuji lives. So Yuji is one of my best friends, and he lives in Tokyo. And so I lodged with him for 2 weeks. And what ended up happening is we just ended up going to different cities, mostly almost on a whim, to say, hey, like, this is cool, let's go here and there, and we'll do last minute hotels because then we can get the cheapest prices and all that stuff. So going from Tokyo, we went to, on the first few days, we went to Hakone, sort of like a touristy area in the mountains. And what Hakone is famous for, I guess, would be it's like insanely beautiful landscapes. And they're more like very toned down type urban areas. But nonetheless, they have like very refined hotels there, and you can't miss the hot springs while you're there too. You have to go to the outdoor hot springs.
There's a specific word for them. You are failing the
Onsen.
onsens. Oh, Eddie, what are you doing?
I mean,
Did you get into one of those ones where you had to be clothesless?
Yeah. I think it's just the co-ed ones that are you need to have bathing suits on, but the ones that are strictly for men or strictly for women are, I think they're mostly
Mandatory nakedness.
yes, mandatory nakedness. This is not for the faint of heart. If you go in with full shame, you will not have a good time. You must go in with an open mind to the nakedness, and there is a
You saw all the dingles, all the dongles.
a liberation of being naked, and no one cares.
You said Yuji didn't live in Tokyo though, so you guys just went from, where did you land in Japan?
I landed in Haneda Airport, Tokyo, but he lives in Chiba, which is part of Tokyo, I think, but just 30 minutes train ride.
Okay.
I think so.
So would you say it's the suburbs of Tokyo?
Yeah,
Who knew Yuji was a suburbs man? Okay, so you went from Chiba.
Tokyo to Hakone, back to Tokyo. Then we stayed in Tokyo for a little bit, and then we went to Osaka.
Osaka. Did you have sushi at Osaka? Osaka sushi?
No, we had Oh yes, we had street food. There was a huge, I would say nightlife.
Yeah, Osaka's a
The
pretty
atmosphere there.
big city. It's kind of like their secondary city, right? Is it the second largest city? Yes, the second largest metropolitan area in Japan
Yeah, it's
after Tokyo.
amazing there. There's like a river that runs like straight through it, and along the river there's like endless stalls and people trying to, just a lot of life there, I would say. So from Osaka we went to Kyoto, which is the capital.
Eastern capital.
Yep, of Japan. And what this used to be was all the
No, it's the central capital. My bad. Keep going.
central capital. Anyways, all the royalty, I guess you would say, made their castles in Kyoto. So there's a lot of beautiful, beautiful buildings
Yeah.
in Kyoto.
Wait, Eddie, shouldn't you be an expert in Japan after watching the history of Japan? Kyoto's where all the beautiful art stuff happened.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff there, like bamboo forests, and there's those big red pillars up the mountain. And I would recommend Kyoto over Tokyo. I would say as a tourist, Tokyo has its own experience, like its own like urban, just huge population
I think
density
it's the
experience.
densest city in the world.
Yeah. It was super fun, just going around
Yeah, that sounds like
from
you had the
place to
whole
place,
experience
shrine
in
to
2
shrine.
weeks.
Even a lot of the historical buildings were straight in the middle of, Osaka or Kyoto. So it was not far away at all. Something I have to note is that to get into some of these historical sites, it didn't cost $40. It costed about like $6 equivalent Canadian.
On the train?
No. To get into these sites.
Oh, okay.
Like they didn't
like
charge
their
like
museums.
an insane amount of fee. Yeah, to get in. Like some museums charge like $40 to get in. Like all these attractions cost about $6-7 equivalent, which I thought was incredibly reasonable. Osaka Castle about 400 yen, 500 yen.
So after Kyoto, you went back to Chiba
Yeah,
and then
back.
went home.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Which was your favorite location?
I think it's got to be Kyoto. There was just so much to do in Kyoto. There was not enough time to cover that at all.
Well, you hit up 5 cities in 2 weeks. So
Not bad. I mean, could have done better, but Gotta enjoy.
In terms of a comparable city in Canada, how would you describe Kyoto? It's kind of like a Toronto or a Vancouver, or is it busier?
It's busy. It's busy. I would say Kyoto's like New York. A lot of the attractions are really close by. There's a lot of people working in the city, and there's a lot of people trying to get tourists around the city.
Looks like there's a lot of shrines there too.
Yeah, there's a ton of shrines there.
Shrines and museums.
Shrines, museums.
What was your favorite thing you did at Kyoto?
Probably going to the bamboo forest. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm looking at some pictures here. Looks pretty dope.
Bamboo forest is not bad. But here's the thing, there's vending machines and convenience stores everywhere.
Oh,
in all these locations. It was amazing.
I love the vending machines. Like Japanese
Yes.
vending machines is something different.
I never knew how much I wanted to get everything from a vending machine until it happened.
Oh, I do miss Japan. I was only able to visit Tokyo, but it was a lot of fun. Maybe next time I'll go visit our good friend Yuji Okinawa.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it to go to Japan. It's such a culture shock. How did you do in terms of language barrier? So Yuji showed me around, so he could translate almost everything for me, and he could read things for me, right? How did you do?
So there's this combination in Japan called technology. Pretty neat things. So 2 pieces of key technology. One is the Wi-Fi card I had. Certain accommodations will give tourists Wi-Fi cards so you can still get data around in the city and still use your phone. And the second key piece of technology is Google Translate. If you have data, it's good enough such that you can pretty much talk and read, and even like take pictures of the menus, and it'll translate it all for you. So I didn't have any problems with the translation, with the in terms of communicating with the locals. And we even went as so brave to just look at a random restaurant in Google Maps and look for the ones that have like high star, no English ratings or no English reviews. Just walk in and just take pictures of the menu and point and Google Translate and have a good time. But Japan, overall, perfect 5 out of 7, you'd rate it?
Perfect 5 out of 7. Gotta say, the Japanese really know how to cook food. It's fantastic. I would say the best value shops are these like hole-in-the-wall shops. If a person is an owner of a shop in Japan, they probably had like some sort of training from another shop somewhere else in Japan. And usually these training, apprenticeship things usually take, maybe 5 to 10 years to open up almost anything, right?
Listen, you got to spend 10 years just forming the rice for the sushi, right?
Yeah.
Before you can even touch fish.
Exactly. So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, I think it's a given that if you want to do an apprenticeship, that you want to own your own restaurant. I mean, if you're willing to go that far to own your own restaurant, it means you want your food to be good. And if you want your food to be good, it's gonna attract customers. And so what ends up happening is these hole-in-the-wall shops, just the most dinky places, still serve amazing, good quality food. And that was the most surprising part to me. When I pieced it all together back in Toronto, I was like, whoa, why did all that food taste so good? I'm like, oh yeah, because people who own the stuff, love what they do, and they want to do what they want to do.
Are you sure isn't it because of the rich umami flavor?
It helps having really good ingredients too. Did you notice when you went to Japan that all the egg yolks were very, very
perfect
orange?
Soft boil. Perfect soft boil. And it's orange.
The color was so orange.
Do they food diet? I don't know why it's
but
so
it looks
orange.
so good.
It is very visually pleasing.
It actually looks really good. Like if you're in Canada, you've probably just accepted that all your eggs are yellow, or like the yolks are yellow, but
peasant yellow scales. Peasant yellow egg yolks. Who knew? Did you try 7-Eleven food as well?
Oh,
perfect. 7 out of 11.
Thank you.
I'm on a roll here.
7-Eleven. 7-Eleven in Japan is amazing. They serve hot food. They have hot food. They serve cold food. They can warm up food for you. Their own food. They have a bunch of drinks. They have ice cream in a tube. You can pretty much get anything from 7-Eleven. When Yuji was younger, in university, he told me, he was hyping up Japan to me. He said 7-Eleven was better than his own mom's cooking. I'm not sure what that says, but all I know is 7-Eleven is really, really good in Japan. And I can confirm. I don't know if it's better than mom's cooking, but 7-Eleven's pretty good. And it's affordable.
Did you do a double blind with Yuji's mom's cooking?
No, I ate Yuji's mom's cooking and it was really good. So
perfect 7 out of 11.
7-Eleven. I'm really impressed.
Listen, Japan has more 7-Eleven locations than anywhere else in the world.
Or convenience store locations, like
they love
in general. They have like 3 or 4 chains of convenience stores, and they're just all over the place. I don't think you can walk 10 minutes without hitting a convenience store in Japan. I'm a big fan of 7-Eleven in Japan.
Back to the whole city and suburb country idea. So
Okay.
You said you liked Kyoto the best. Do you think you want to move to a larger city when you make your own career, become your own man, perfect minimalism, the Eddie Sang mantra?
Speaking about minimalism, a lot of the rooms, I would say, in apartments in Japan have like double whammies to them, like especially the washroom. Like the washroom doubles as like the bath part of the washroom, like it's a shower and a bath at the same time, and there's enough space to sit and everything's sort of crammed together. There's not enough room to change your clothes.
All right,
so you have to, like,
I got
exit
this,
there.
man. I got this. Yeah, it's a
crazy.
hard visual to describe.
Yes.
Imagine, cramped city, space is very expensive. You need to make the most out of your washroom.
Thank you.
So all you need in your washroom is a toilet. That's all there is in the washroom. Now you wonder, where's the sink? You look above the toilet. The sink is built into the toilet. Now you're thinking, how do I shower? You look above. There's a shower head right above you. So you shower where you toilet, where you use the sink. And it's all perfect because there's a drain at the bottom of your floor. So really, Western bathrooms are too luxurious in space. You just need to have your all room where you shower and toilet and sink.
I didn't know how much I wanted a handle for my shower so that I could take the shower handle off and just, use it freely.
Okay, no, that's not a Japan thing. That's just how have you not have a handle?
Every
hand showers are superior.
Every shower in
hand
Japan
also,
is
so you need a hand
is
also.
Hand shower. Every single one. Almost every single seat in Japan is a heated seat.
Heated toilet seats too?
Yeah. I think almost every single toilet in Japan has like water that sprays into your butt.
The word you're looking for is a bidet. And if you've never used a bidet before,
it is the most.
It's almost worth the flight to Japan to try a bidet. But fear not, if you don't have enough money to go all the way to Japan to try a bidet, you can just ask around, I guess. Go to your friend group and ask, hey, does any of you have a bidet in your house? just keep asking until you find someone with a bidet in their home and try it out. So, Wikipedia, a bidet is a plumbing fixture. Is a plumbing fixture or type of sink intended on washing the human body parts that is associated with waste disposal.
Nice.
Installed in a bathroom. So basically, it sprays your waste disposal parts after you're done, instead of using dry tissue paper or toilet paper to clean yourself up. My friend described it this way. You're outside, you slip and trip in the mud, and your hand gets all muddy. Do you just take a dry piece of paper and try to wipe off all the mud off your hand, and then you just look at it, it's like it's clean enough now. Who needs water? So try bidet. You can go to Pacific Mall, Eddie, and buy a bidet attachment for your toilets if you are missing that experience here in Canada.
I think I need the full experience high-tech toilet. I need the heated seat, the bidet. I need to adjust the water intensity on the bidet, the sink on top of the toilet. I need the full 10 yards.
You need a tech toilet. We should make a startup.
In the apartment that I was with, in Yuji's apartment, his sink mirror was heated so that it didn't fog up. Technology. God bless.
How come the North American experience feels so mediocre compared to the Japan experience? Huh, I just thought of that. That's strange.
I think it has to do something with thoughtfulness and implementation. They think in incredible detail. They apply changes with incredible detail. All the small things just accumulate to add up to like just an amazing, amazing experience. And they apply all these small little ideas. It's sort of like going to Japan is sort of like having your own 99% invisible podcast, you know?
Just constantly.
Yeah, you're just like, wow, like even in the convenience store, I mean, if you go to 7-Eleven, cashiers in Japan have a small little container in front of them, has a wet sponge in it.
I remember the wet sponge.
So what do you do when when the cashier needs to open a bag for you? You know, they dip their little fingers in the wet sponge, and they can open it really easily. Like, wow, isn't that just like a tiny idea that just helps work go a little smoother if you can just open plastic bags better? I feel like they really implement these small ideas to its value. It just adds up to a great experience. That's why I love Japan.
Look at this, Walmart selling one of these wet sponges.
But do they use the wet sponges? I don't
probably
know.
Not. If you're not used to the wet sponge, you're not used to the wet sponge. Not every cashier needs a wet sponge, Eddie.
I guess not.
You know what would have been like a better idea for this discussion for both of us is if we actually had our challenge done on time so that we can talk. Should we just reschedule this for next week or should we just keep going? We'll talk about it twice.
I can. How much more time do you need on your travel vlog?
Probably like another week.
Like an actual another week?
I don't know, man. It was let me tell you about two phenomenons that was revisited this week. Where'd I put these show notes? Okay, there were two phenomenons that I revisited this week that I felt many a times in my student experience. One was the student syndrome.
Okay.
Refers to the planned procrastination when, for example, a student will only start to apply themselves to an assignment at the last possible moment before the deadline. This eliminates any potential safety margins and puts the person under stress and pressure.
Sounds about right.
It is done in order to induce a level of urgency high enough to ensure the proper amount of effort is put into the task. So turns out I did that again for this vlog, and it seemed like you did too, or you just, traveled the entire time. I realized I could have also edited whilst I was doing the thing, so I had an idea of what I was doing. Didn't have like a whole thing planned out and whatever. Anyways, and the other one is called Hofstadter's Law.
Okay.
A self-referential timed whatever. Okay, basically it says it always takes longer than you expect, even when you take into account
how much longer it would expect. Okay.
So
how about we postpone the reveal of the vlogs, but let's talk about shooting the vlog. Let's talk about editing. Let's talk about what we found fun, what we found challenging.
We did it.
And then we'll unveil the vlogs next week. What was challenging, Daryl?
I guess all of it.
All of it.
It turns out shooting video is pretty hard, man. So I shot the entire thing on my phone camera, which Samsung S7 spoke about before. Overkill for most scenarios. But the camera is very delicious, very high quality. There's a pretty great stabilizer on it. Maybe not as good as whatever setup you were using.
Question. Did you shoot in 1080 or did you shoot in 4K?
1080, but who's gonna have a device over 1080 to view it? One, and two, who can even tell the difference between 4K and 1080? Two, it's in 60 FPS though, Eddie. I shot the entire vlog on my phone. That's all you need to know. And it was you know, it was there.
I shot my vlog on my phone too.
Ooh. 4K.
Does your phone have in-camera stabilization?
It does have physical optical stabilization. And I think there's also some electronic stabilization thrown in there with the Samsung camera app. I'm not exactly sure of the details, but...
Okay, moving on to the challenging parts of this vlogging thing. I think a challenging aspect of this vlogging challenge was while the whole city was right there and while all the sites that I want to record and everything, it felt like I was just watching my screen and my framing of my shots just too much as compared to experiencing and enjoying what was around me.
I found the exact opposite. I kept seeing things around me. I'm like, oh, maybe I should have captured that. Whoops.
I did feel that a lot, but the thing is, when I'm talking about when I had my camera out. When I had my camera out, I felt like I didn't want my camera out. And when I didn't have my camera out, I felt like I wanted my camera out. And I just had this conflict
I'm sorry I ruined your vacation, man.
It didn't ruin my vacation. It just, that's what I felt. And to adjust for it, I just did it less as my trip went on.
Yeah, I found I shot less video as the days went on.
Yeah.
A combination of knowing what I wanted to shoot, kind of, and forgetting here and there. So the ending days of my vlog may not make any sense.
Hey,
I'm gonna try to put pieces together. Okay, wait. So since you can't actually see my vlog, let me tell you about my vision.
Thank you.
The vision of my vlog. The idea was to travel to Calgary and enjoy the Stampede with as little money as possible.
Okay.
So I had the whole, travel frugally, trying to save money here and there, trying to cook for yourself. So we barbecued a lot. I also pulled up the credit cards and did shot of those for things I was enjoying. For example, the airport lounge I was in, I had my credit card to thank for. The 4% cash back at every restaurant I got, had my credit card to thank for. The car rental insurance, had the credit card to thank for. And
sounds like a Visa commercial or a MasterCard commercial.
Yeah,
to me.
brought to you by American Express, Visa, and MasterCard. And the flight, I had a 2-for-1 kind of buddy travel deal. So I traveled with my good friend Cameron Chambers, friend of the pod.
Is he?
Friend of the pod, Cameron Chambers.
God.
So we did a 2-for-1 travel ticket. So the idea, just to kind of budget the whole trip and try to do it as cheap as possible. But I didn't have a strict budget for the entire trip. I just try to save money as much as possible and doing it with a credit card kind of theme.
Did you have your style or your vision set out before your trip? And
I thought about
influenced by any particular vloggers?
I thought about it the day before my flight. Like, just trying to, maybe I should actually think about what I'm going to shoot before I shoot. And in terms of influence, I guess I don't really know any other vloggers who kind of travel frugally, like that idea. I'm sure there's someone somewhere on YouTube who does this all the time. But I do follow a lot of, like, Rewards Canada, That Points Guy, and like credit card churning is a hobby of mine that we can talk about. Well, I wanted to talk about today, but maybe we'll talk about it next week, depending. And I'll give an in-depth guide to credit card churning. I just didn't prepare this week.
Oh, that's fine.
Turns out. Okay, but I guess video style, like, I was thinking a lot of, like, Casey Neistat in the back of my head. Like, he has some, like, pretty interesting stuff. And I guess I kind of, like, shot like him, where I was, like, pointing at stuff, kind of like Brady Heron-esque as well. And, just talking and pointing and shooting and interviewing people. I can't think of a specific inspiration to my vlogging style, but maybe when you watch the video, you'll be able to see something or some other.
Do you show your own face in the vlog from what you've edited so far?
I did not do one shot with my face in it. As I told my friends in Calgary, I think my face is better left for radio/podcast. I don't even have the voice for this. God, what am I doing with my life? But no, I think the vlog would have been much more interesting, kind of seeing it from like my point of view. Maybe I get too self-conscious, or like I don't like the selfie camera on the phone, but I didn't take any shots with my face in it.
I think that when I was trying to do it, I had so many types of conflicting styles or ideas that I was trying to accomplish at once, because I didn't think much of what type of style I wanted. I was just, for the first day, I was just shooting, and I did like a little, little blurb, little hey guys, this is what's up, and blah blah blah, like, and I look back at that and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. We have no idea what we were doing. It feels like there was like I'm doing 7 types of vlogs.
Listen, everything's a remix, man. Even this podcast is a remix.
Yes. And so
we don't have to come up with anything creative.
It's not that I wasn't trying to come up with anything like unique, but at the same time I was struggling to figure out how I wanted to execute the vlog. Like I had like selfie shots and little blurbs here and there. Hey guys, like we're gonna do this now, and then we go do it. Like and other times I just only have POV, no comment shots.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite a roller coaster of style, I think, with both of our.
So either I can get enough footage and make it work and do all that stuff, or we'll see.
I think another thing with this vlog is that we are both not going to be happy at all with the product.
Also, another challenge was the balance between vlog and enjoyment. I should be vlogging this, but sometimes you just want to be in the moment. You don't want to like ruin it by saying, "Hey guys, let's video all this stuff," and blah blah blah. Like you just wanna enjoy and relax.
No, I was pretty shameless about videoing everything.
I wouldn't say shameless, but it's sort of like work effort where you should be enjoying something. Well, in terms of me, you've been to Calgary before, right? I haven't been to Japan before at all. So where I have no idea what I'm expecting, no idea what I'm going to enjoy or not enjoy and film and not film. I just felt like that was a little splinter in the back of my mind.
Oh, that's sorry I've ruined your vacation, man. I feel really bad.
You didn't ruin it. Final question: How many shots did you take?
Oh God, I think I ended up with something like 300-400 clips. I think like the average length of each of these videos was like 15 seconds, this is gonna be so fun to edit.
The average length?
Yeah, it's not good. I did a rough cut. Like I took out all the unusable footage and I threw it all into Premiere Pro, ready to edit, and I saw the total runtime of 1 hour. And that's where I am at the editing right now. It's like, oh God, what have I done to myself?
Total runtime of the whole entire vlog?
Well, I was there for 7 days, man.
Or your whole source footage?
I guess one rough cut source footage.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of it's trash. We're gonna have to, what's the saying? Find the needle in the haystack.
That's brutal.
Find the gold nugget in the rock. 1 gram per ton.
God, I feel bad for you.
Don't worry, it'll only take me another week. How about you?
I took about 300 shots.
You were there for 2 weeks?
A little bit more than 300. I think the average length of each shot was about 10 seconds long, while some other shots were a little bit longer. But I think as I went on, I felt like I was a little bit more sure of what I was going to shoot.
Yeah, I feel like I wish I had like 3 burner days. It's like, it's like these podcasts. You just need 3 burner podcasts. We needed like 10 burner podcasts, by the way. Just
a
little FYI there.
I mean, it was fun. Would you ever vlog again?
I mean, I wanted to do this challenge because I always like take these photos, usually photos for vacation. I don't know if your photo apps does this, but like sometimes it'll be like, hey, look at your weekend in your weekend hiking, or look at your weekend in Sudbury, where like it will kind of montage all of your photos together and kind of create like a short little animation video for you. And it's like, oh, well, I mean, if a robot can do this, surely I can make something that's entertaining. But
Did you?
turns out it's a lot harder than I thought. And you know, I feel like I have a kind of unique style of traveling, or like enjoy myself on vacation. I kind of wanted to share that, but maybe I'm not so unique after all. But you know,
You know what? You bring up a really good point of how a vlog is, or a video is, you know, the style. Like, what is video? Video is motion, right? So you're trying to express your how you enjoyed your time in audio, in emotion, and in light. Dialogue, story, narrative, that all comes together to make your video. Whereas if you only took pictures, a picture is the art of how that light reflects off what object that you're taking in, and then it captures that one very particular moment. In my experience, I took very, very few pictures as compared to how much video I was taking for this vlog.
but do you do that in general?
I don't do that in general. I tend to take pictures more, but
You know,
because
pictures
of
are
this
so
vlog,
easy. Pictures are so easy. There's no effort to it.
Pictures
You just
are
snap the
easy.
picture.
pictures are pretty easy.
Videos are pretty hard, man. Turns out.
I thought it was very interesting that I could capture my whole experience in such more dynamic way. And I'm pretty excited to see what I can do for next week to unveil my vlog. I think it's such a different medium for vacation than pictures. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy watching your video, I think. Or I'm gonna look forward to it, is what
I'm
I
gonna
meant
look forward
say.
to watching your video too, man. It's gonna be fun.
Look
It's gonna be a
forward
lot
to
of fun. Before we get too far away from our travel experiences and our vacation, do you enjoy traveling? And how often do you think you want to do it? This is a hard question maybe for you, because this was like one of the first vacations you've had in a while, I'd say.
Do I enjoy traveling?
You know, it seems maybe it's just, you know, our kind of friend circles growing up into this age, and like maybe higher exposure of what people are doing with social media. But it seems like there was a travel explosion in my friend circles in the last 2 years. The saying is, on Instagram, someone's always traveling somewhere.
It's true. I don't like, if you're talking about long distance traveling, I don't particularly crave travel. It's not something I ever like really look forward to. I've always wanted to go to Japan, so this was the only outlier in my books. I am not a travel guy, but I can enjoy traveling. I don't seek traveling. Like, I would entertain the thought of traveling with other people if they have ideas and places they want to go, they really want to go. You know, I'll tag along. Would I seek travel on my own? I don't think so. I'm not
God damn, we're too alike, Eddie. Why
that much
do
of
we
a
have a
traveler.
podcast? we need someone on here who some people love traveling. I've had this discussion before. Some people absolutely love and crave and look forward to every vacation. And I get it just doesn't tickle my fancy as much as much as some other people. I don't, you know, people have like these lists, you know, I want to go to I want to hit every continent. I want to see every city on this list, but I'm maybe we're just not cultured, Eddie. That could be it. We're not cultured. Or maybe we're poor. Maybe we're poor, Eddie.
I don't know. I don't think it's those two.
I don't know. I feel like for sure money is a real restrictive factor for me traveling. 100%. Like, it's definitely not cheap to travel.
Yeah, definitely not. Even without lodging, I think I ran $4,000 for this trip. Like, Japan is not cheap. Like, all these little
Japan
expenses
is not cheap. It is not.
Come in, and remember, this was not with lodging.
Yeah, did you pay all the lodging? Lucky duck.
No. I mean, I'm talking about, like, not lodging as in Like we split the hotels, but in terms of his apartment, no, I didn't pay for that.
How much did my Japan trip cost? Let me see. Let me pull it up here. Check out Tokyo money. I spent in total $1,247.11 in 1 week in Tokyo, plus flight, which was $750. So I ran $2,000 in 1 week. So yeah, you ran $4,000 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, seems.
It's not too bad. And you did a lot more train traveling, like city hopping, than me.
Oh yeah, if you take the bullet train around, that's $140 one way.
Yeah, that is not cheap.
But you get there fast. You get there very fast.
Yeah, I wish I took the bullet train. I did not get that chance.
Blindingly fast.
I mean, like when I travel, I just want to go eat foods and like see these sights. Like I like museums and nature. I guess I'm just an old person, Eddie. I don't like to go visit destination clubs, or I don't know what the kids do these days. But
I don't particularly enjoy clubbing. I do like
we're too
drinking
old, man.
and have a good time with people, but not clubbing. Maybe lounges or bars or whatever. But I guess you had your fill in Calgary of those.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just met a lot of party people in the country city of Calgary.